This is going to be a recurring series where we start to explore kind of the costs of an actual trip for you and your family so you can really put things together. Good, I have audio. Sorry if you heard that double. A little louder than I wanted it to be. But we're starting a series where we really help analyze the price for you and your family for your trips, whether it's Disney or whether it's some other theme park place. We're going to really lock that down and really get into a lot of the hidden costs too. So thanks so much for being here. Kylie, welcome. We see Lori Jean Carlson in here. Thanks so much. Oh, you have a trip coming up to Grand California in September 2023. I'm real interested in your thoughts on our breakdown as we start doing this. So one of the things that I really want to kick you off with and start with is ridetheteacups.com. So this is my site. Right now we have this up to just kind of showing you a bunch of our latest content and things. And, we have it filtered kind of by the type of video that you might want to watch. This is a great way to find a bunch of our helpful travel videos. You can also get in and actually practice the boarding group simulator if you want to get in a virtual queue and want some practice ahead of time. This is going to be majorly overhauled about next month, but we want to make sure you're aware of it. ridetheteacups.com. It's all free, so try it out. But what we really want is the full cost of all of this stuff on your trip. So I want to stay at I want to take a Disneyland trip. I've got a family of 4. We live one state over in Arizona. My kids are about 4 and 7, and so we want to make this trip. We want to stay at the Grand Californian, stay about a week, and kind of see what the costs for that actually line up at and ends up being. Hello, Megan. Thanks so much for being here. Always glad to have you on board. My trip is expensive. Yeah, well, I mean, we're at the Grand Californian, so we're kind of starting off with a bang. I am also about 25 seconds behind the chat, so I'm not ignoring you, I promise. About 25 seconds later, I will get there and catch up. I'm working on fixing that. So that'll be better for next time. But a couple of things that I want you guys to think about for your trip. You need the cost of tickets, and don't forget to make that reservation. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh, maybe not. It's coming. Sorry, guys, we've spent a lot of time outside, and the pollution is very bad, and so my nose is like a river runs through it. But here are the things I want you to think about when you're planning your trip. Cost of tickets. Make sure you make your park reservations in a Disney park. You can do that ahead of time. Making the reservation is free after you have your tickets, but don't forget, my goodness. Your travel, how are you actually going to get there? What hotel are you going to stay at? What transportation you can use when you're actually there, if any? The food that you're going to have, how are you going to eat? And anything on your to-do list. The to-do list is going to be kind of extras. Things like at Disneyland, do you want to build a lightsaber or build a droid? Do you want to go to one of their dessert parties? Do you want to do any of those kind of extra things? So you want to make sure that we have that when we're budgeting in. So let's jump right in. So cost of tickets. I want some Disneyland tickets. I'm here at the Disneyland website. Super, super easy to do. You've got a couple options. You can just do a theme park per day. Or the Southern California resident. I am not a Southern California resident, so that is off the table for me. And I can see I have a number of days. I said I wanted to stay there about a week. So let's see. As I'm looking at it, the difference between a 3 and 4 day is about $21 per person. And the difference between a 4-day and a 5-day is about 16. So do I want to pay an extra 16 times 4, 64? Do I want to pay an extra $64 to stay an extra day plus the thing? I don't know. Let's start with a 4-day and kind of see where we land. Oh, you have family in Arizona, Lori Jean. That's awesome. We love it here. We are so thrilled. We have 2 adults. We have 2 kids. My youngest did finally pass the 3-year-old mark. Oh, man, we loved when we didn't have to pay for him. Now we do. And then the other options we have are 1 park per day or the park hopper if you want to bounce back and forth between Disneyland and California Adventure. Let's start with the park hopper. You can see this is going to be an extra $60 per ticket. So for my family of 4, I'm adding an extra $240 by clicking this button here. And then let's see what happens. Loading, loading, loading. And then, it's going to let me reserve my dates right off the bat. That's awesome. We want to go during Valentine's Day. So around February. Now, something I want you to think about when you are planning your trip are, I like spending the full day at Disneyland. If I pay for a full day ticket, I want to be there a full day. Sometimes Disney parks have after hours events. So Let's see here. Here's what I want you to search for. I want you to do a Google search for Disneyland After Hours 2023. And we can click into this and we can find all of those dates. So, Princess Night, here's all this, here's all this. There we go. I have some after hours events in February 2nd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 14th, and 16th. Do I have anything after that? And then nothing until March 7th. So, I want to go after February 16th because I want my full day. So, let's say that I'm going to travel from the 17th, and I said 5 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I said, did I say 4 days? I must have said 4 days. One of the things you can do, if you want to, is to have a skip day. Maybe not on a Sunday, but you can have a skip day to give your feet a break, give yourself a little bit of a rest. I am not going to do that here, but yeah, let's pick those 4 days. It'll include a weekend. That, you know what, that might be a little bit busy. My kids are homeschooled. I am not gonna go on the weekend. I'm gonna go during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and call that good. And you know what? I don't like going on Mondays because Mondays have been really crowded. So let's pick. There we go. Those are my dates. No after hours events. Hopefully, I miss the crowd in that, and let's see what happens. So there we go. I've got kind of my breakdown. I got my dates. Already got my reservation set in. My starting park, because I cannot park hop until later on in the day. So you have to pick where you're starting. So let's say we want to start with the big ones, right? So let's start in Disneyland. Go to start in Grand Californian on that one, and then let's see. What do I want to end my trip? Do I want to end my trip rope dropping Rise? Or Tomorrowland, or do I want to end my trip rope dropping Cars? I kind of want the options. So let's rope drop Disneyland last and do that. Know before you go, all of that good stuff. Do read those, please. So it gives you just some good tips. But here I am looking for the cost of tickets. So let's see. I can buy Genie Plus ahead of time. That's a good deal. Well, I don't know whether it's a good deal, but it's neat that you can do it ahead of time. So for $400, I can do that. So I've got 4 days. $100 is $25 per person. So, understand Genie Plus is going to cost you this much money if you want it. We do want Genie Plus for both days, and we'll just go with it. Make sure you include this in your budget if this is something that you want. You don't want this as a surprise expense when you get there. So we are going to buy Genie Plus. We are not going to do a parking voucher because we are going to stay at the Grand Californian. So we won't do that. Requirements for entry, Genie Plus service, know before you go, all of that stuff. So cool. My tickets. Oh my gosh. Are you ready for this, guys? Going to be $21.70. That is a big number. Wow. Okay. Cool. Tickets and options are non-refundable. Shipping not included. Total calculated at the at checkout. So there we go. My tickets are done. Now, how are we going to get there? Let me catch up on chat here. You've been to the Grand Canyon a few times. Grand Canyon is beautiful. Oh my goodness. We need to make sure we take my kids there. They're starting to get older, starting to get into that type of thing. Really need to make that trip. Mickey and Winnie Runaway Railway is opening next month. I am so excited about that. We loved that attraction, Hollywood Studios. We are so excited to see it come to Toontown in January. So, very neat. Travel, I'm going to be driving. So, no flights or anything for us. Excuse me, but I do have to pay for gas to get there and back. So, that means a couple of things. First off, what are the gas prices? We have we're going to be around in this area, so about 360-ish, around 360. So we'll say about 360. And we actually drive a Prius in our family. You can obviously, your driving may be a little bit different, but let's see here. So if I bring up not my disc cleaner, my calculator. I bring up my calculator. Let's see, how long is this drive actually? So let me go from my house to Disneyland to see how long it is. Now, I don't want you to know where my house is, so I'm just putting Phoenix, kind of center. and going from that. But I can see that this is around 440 miles. So if I put I've got 441 miles. My Prius is actually getting around 51 miles to the gallons. So yikes, that is an awful lot. So off of that, that's more than my tank. So I'm going to be filling up there and back probably a third time. So if I figure the cost of gas. Oh, I just closed my calculator, didn't I? That was smart. Come on, Windows, let's open my calculator. If I take the cost of gas, what do we say, about 360 times my 8 gallons times filling it up 3 times, I'm going to be paying around $90 in gas-ish. So 86.4. We'll round that up nicely and see what happens. My goodness, I can't find my mouse cursor. There you are. Go away. And we'll say that getting there and back is going to be about 86.40. So you can just do your own gas calculator. There are other gas calculators online that you can use for that, but don't have the surprise $100 out of your pocket that you weren't expecting to spend. You say you always drive to Disneyland from Northern California to Southern California, about 500 miles away. So, yeah, that's not that far off. As we continue in the series, we're going to go from different places in the U.S. We'll explore flying, we'll explore driving, explore RVing, all kinds of different options. So wherever you're at, we've got you covered. We've even got some friends in the UK, and we'll chat with them and see how they actually get over so we can price out those trips as well. So make sure you stick around to the series. I really hope this is going to be helpful for an awful lot of people. So we've got our tickets. We know about how much the travel is, and my hotel stay. I want to stay at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel Spa. This is the big one. It is Disneyland's most expensive hotel. It has its own private entrance to Disney California Adventure. I have actually never stayed here. We've stayed in the Disneyland Hotel. We've never stayed in the Grand Californian. So I want to do this for the first time. Let's see what happens. So we will, let's see, it's going to make me check availability. That's fine. We've got all the different views. Do you want a view of the pool, a partial view of the theme park, or downtown Disney? That's kind of lame that you don't get to pick which one. Maybe you do later on. The standard view of Disneyland, of a rooftop or a parking lot. So the boring view, standard view means boring view. The Woods Courtyard view is a view of the courtyard, and then you can see the downtown Disney district. Club levels, suites, and all that super exciting stuff. Let's see. You know what? I don't really care about the view in this one. Sometimes we like having the view of the park so that we can see the fireworks and everything when we get there. But for this trip, I know that I'm spending some budget over here, so I'm going to save some cash and go with the partial view, or the boring view, because I don't really care. And so we'll check the availability of the standard view. I've got 2 adults and 2 kids. We said that we would be going in February, and we said from the 21st to the 24th. That's our park days, but you know what? I want a travel day in there, so I'm going to bump the dates here by 1. And so if we're going to the parks the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I'm going to arrive on the 20th and check out on the 25th so that my park day is different than my travel day. I want the full day in the park. So child 1 is going to be 4, child 2 is going to be 7, and we are at the Grand Californian. Set up with that, let's find what we've got. Woody's going to figure out some room areas for me and see what we have. So let's see, partial views. Oh, wow, partial views are more, of course. Let's see. Yeah, the standard view, the boring room, is what I expected. That is $6.53 and 32 cents a night. Looks like we have a 2023 winter room savings offer. That's really cool. So average room per night. Let's go ahead and select that and then see what happens with the rest of the room. Lori Jean says, your sister stayed at the Grand Californian for a birthday in October of 22. Well, happy belated birthday to your sister. That sounds like it was a really cool trip. All right, so there we go. So let's see. We have the ability to buy park hopper tickets or buy any of our tickets when we actually book the hotel. That's really useful. You know what? Let's see what happens with this. So let's put in that the hotel itself is 54.93, and let's see if we can actually save any money by booking the tickets at the same time. So let's see. I want a 4-day park hopper. Oh, look at that. Yeah, dude. With Genie Plus. Genie Plus is not discounted. Oh, yeah, guys, look at this. Yeah, so this is a big deal. Look, we've saved some cash. So we have we have our 4-day ticket, which is a park hopper, which does allow Genie Plus, and now we're paying basically $600 for our tickets instead of that number. Wow. What did we do? What did we do that's so different? Did we break something? 2170. How did that get up there? So if we did, that's wild. Let's see. So we did Genie Plus. We didn't do the voucher. We did 4-day park hoppers with that. Current selection. So 2 adults, $5.55 per ticket for a park hopper. 4-day park hopper. Wow. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, well, there we go. We are going to say that our hotel and tickets are going to be that amount. Take that out. Yikes. 6014.93. That was not a 4. That is a 4. Yeah, there we go. All right. Wow. Actually, we don't stay at the Disney hotels. I didn't know you saved that much money by booking the combo. Wow. So, yeah, do that. Yikes. That's pretty cool. Neat. So there we go. 6014.93. Very, very cool. Cool. All right, well, there we go. We have that. We don't have any transportation needs because we're just going to stay on property, but it's not going to be zero because I'm driving. I need something to do with my car. So we're going to leave our car at the Grand Californian, and they, of course, charge for parking. So let's see. How much is parking at the Grand Californian? It's $35 a night. And if we are going to stay there, we're going to stay there Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, 5 nights. So if I bring back my trusty calculator, I'm going to see 175, right? $35 per night times 5 nights, 175. So 175 for parking. So there we go with that. Food, we've got to eat while we're there, right? So so let's definitely do that. Our family, we don't eat in the park as often as far as meals. Disneyland lets you bring in basically whatever it is that you want. With very few exceptions, shockingly few exceptions. So we will generally eat 0 or 1 meals inside the park that we're paying Disney prices for. Other than that, we bring in PB&J sandwiches, we bring in ham and turkey, we bring in meal bars, snacks, all that type of stuff. We bring in that stuff from the parks, and you can do that by like a DoorDash or Walmart lets you do delivery. Amazon Grocery lets you do delivery. Target has a store that's like a few miles from the park. And since we have a car, that might be pretty good to do too. So let's say that our grocery budget for a week is for a family of 4, grocery budget for a week maybe ends up being around $150. And we do want to eat 1 meal in the park. Generally, a meal is going to be $20 per person. So if we have $80 times what we're spending 4 days in the park, $80 times 4 is going to be $320, right? 8, 16, 24, 32. Yeah, so $320 for in the park. Let's actually do three instead of 320. Let's say that it's 240. 3 days in the park, and then I want a special meal. I want something really cool. Hello, Michael and Bella's Travel Channel. Nice to have you with us. Thanks so much for being here. Love that you're in the stream. We're going over a pricing detail of a family of four going from the Phoenix area to Disneyland, staying in the Grand Californian, and having a 4-day park hopper with a meal in the Lamplight Lounge is where our family wants to go this time. So we'll have our fancy meal at the Lamplight Lounge. You can go to, again, Disney's website, check your availability. We can make our reservation here and see what it is. I can also see down here that it's going to be about $35 per adult. So if I've got two adults, that's 35 by 2 is 70. Kids are probably going to be a little cheaper, maybe 20. Let's say 25. So 25 with 2 kids is 50. So that's going to be about $120 for that one day. Oh, and it's going to make me actually sign and check the availability. You can actually sign in and make your reservation. I do want to make sure I do that, but at least I've got the cost, so I can see all of that up here. So if you really want to know about the Lamplight Lounge and why we love it so much, we actually put a video up about the Lamplight Lounge and all of their secrets, along with the secret room that you can see, along with all of the menu, what our kids thought about it, all of the cool decorations and things that really make it an absolutely unique place to be. And then as far as to-dos, you could build a lightsaber, you could build a droid, you could do any of the dessert parties for anything else. But as I'm looking at this number, I think I'm going to be pretty close to breaking my budget. So our to-do for this trip is going to be zero. We're not going to do any extras. If your family wants to, just that's obviously fine. Just make sure that you go and do this. But here we go, guys. We have a 4-day trip to Disneyland California Adventure. We've got park hoppers. We have an amazing hotel stay at the Grand Californian Resort. We have the full day in the park. There are going to be no after-hours events that we can see so far. We are going to drive from the Phoenix area out there and get a cool fancy meal in addition to our other fun meals. And you know what? We're going to have some snacks and things. So let's give everybody, snacks are going to be your churro, your Mickey bar and things. So if those are going to be about $5-6 each, let's say 2 treats per person per day, right? So that's $12, which is $48 times the 4 days. So that's what? That's 5,200. That's round 200-ish. Round 200. That's quite a snack budget, right? But it's Disney. We gotta have a candy apple that we're gonna share between everybody. I gotta have my churro, the Mickey bar. We may have an ice cream. I really like their coffee. Their last time we were there, they had a snickerdoodle coffee. Oh, so good. So anyway, just like 2 snacks, right? So we're bringing in our meals. We'll have a snack, maybe an afternoon snack, evening snack, eat once in the park maybe, and do that. And so this is kind of a high end of that. We like to come home. Isn't it nice to budget and spend less than you were expecting because you over budgeted, or get there and realize you kind of cut corners and then the actual cost is more, right? So I always go a bit above, and I'm happy if I don't actually spend the money that's budgeted, but no surprises. So really, really neat with that. And we have Genie Plus. We're going to be there for 4 days, so we can rope drop Rise if we need to in the end of February without any holidays during the middle of the week. During school time, I don't expect the line for Rise to be too awful, so we could probably sneak in there. You could always rope drop it. And so what I'm saying is we're not going to use any of the individual lightning lanes. We're not going to pay extra for those rides. We'll go with Genie Plus and call it good. And we've got everything set here. So let's break out my calculator. Oops, Casey Jr. just fell over. Let's break out the calculator one more time and see what this is going to look like. All right, so I've got 8640 plus my 6014.93. That's a 9. Goodness, guys, what am I doing with my typing? All right, plus that. Plus 175 for gas-ish, plus 150, plus 240, plus 120, plus my snacks, plus 0. So my family of 4 can hit up Disneyland with a really nice hotel for a week at just under $7,000. here's your cost of your Disney trip. So, and we get to do, just about everything that we want to. I just exited out of that. So anyway, just under 7 grand. So, oops, I put that under there, didn't I? So just under 7 grand for a Disney trip, nice hotel, driving out there. So that's kind of what we're expecting to spend. I am really curious, Lori Jean, if you guys are still in here. I know that you were driving to Disney in October, and and are also staying at the Grand Californian, I think you said. So I'm really interested with how this matched up with your budget. If you're not comfortable putting out a number on the internet, that's totally fine. But I'm kind of curious how our numbers are actually stacking up. But that's ours. Again, guys, this is going to be a recurring series where we try to figure out different costs for different people, different family sizes, different ways of actually getting to the park, and all kinds of different cool ways of doing Disneyland. We want these to be really helpful for you as you and your family are planning your various trips. And it's not just going to be Disneyland. We're going to head out to Florida and do Disney World. We're going to see some Universal. We're going to do Legoland. We're going to go outside of the general Disney area and do other cool stuff like Great Wolf Lodge and some other places too. Cedar Park, somebody recommended to me on Instagram just the other day. So we'll price an awful lot of those fun things out. And, maybe some other staples as well. So things like a Knott's Berry Farm in Southern California and SeaWorld that's around in those other fun places. So stick around, guys. Make sure you subscribe so that you and your family can have all of those cool, fun Disney tips and things that you have coming out, plus figuring out what your budget is actually going to be. Coming up, we have a full review of the Great Wolf Lodge here in the Phoenix area that's coming out for you. We'll show you all the rides, all the slides, all the fun, and break down the cost of everything that we did, along with what's worth it and what's not. We did a little bit of everything to get the inside scoop to see what you and your family might be in for. Really hope that's helpful for you too. It's going to be a multi-video series. I haven't finished editing it, but it may be 3 or 4 long, just to kind of show you the park, all of the extras, the room itself, resort, things around town, and how to save some cash. So that will be really useful to you if you're thinking about getting some water park going. So thanks so much for watching. Hope this has been helpful to you. Obviously, we want you to like and subscribe and hit, all of the buttons that you see down below. We'd really appreciate it. But thanks so much for watching. Let us know in the comments what your trip is, and we'll try to break down kind of a cost for your family or friends, and we'd love to see more of that in the future. Thanks so much for watching. We love you guys. Couldn't do it without you. And we will see you next time we ride the teacups. Later, y'all.